If you want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
There is an epidemic going around called coffee dates. Growing up, literally since high school, a date has always been dinner or some sort of fun activity that required thought and planning. And I'm realizing in my adult years that dates are now becoming, hey, let's meet up for coffee or let's grab drinks. I'm not as opposed to drinks as a date, I'll tell you why, but asking you to go get coffee is literally the most low effort date a man could possibly take you on, next to come over to my place and Netflix and chill. And I don't know when it became such a normal thing to the point that it's like a debate, like people are debating whether or not this is acceptable, because so many men are suggesting let's grab coffee as a first date. Dating apps have played a huge role in the rise of coffee dates, in my opinion, because both men and women don't want to commit to sitting down to a dinner or like spending an extended amount of time with someone that they literally have never met in person or spoken to, or have no idea if there's even a connection beyond just a photo and text messages. There is a very easy workaround to that requires just a little bit of effort on your part and the guys, and that's getting on a phone call to vet each other out, see if you like the other person's energy, get a chance to ask all your red flag questions, and if you're still feeling them after that, then go on a real date. I just got off a 30-minute phone call with a guy that I met on Hinge. We messaged for a little bit on the app, and then I was like, okay, call me, because I too do not want to sit on a date with somebody who I have no interest in once they've opened their mouth. And at the end of the phone call, we're trying to coordinate our schedules to figure out a date. And this guy goes, I take it you're not a coffee person. And I said, no, I'm not. And he said, okay, I'll figure something out. Now at this point, I will only accept a dinner date or a planned activity date of some sort. This is because we've already vetted each other out. If he ends up asking me out and taking me out, there is already a base level interest there. So from this point forward, I want to see what it would be like to date you. How do you come correct as a man? And I'm going to show him what it would be like to date me and the treatment that I expect. And he can decide whether or not he wants to deal with that. Coffee dates are casual. They are quick. They require no effort, and they are not romantic in the least. I am none of those things, so I will not be going on a coffee date. If you categorize yourself as those things, then go ahead and go on a coffee date, because that is the message that you are sending to someone when you accept those dates. I really don't understand how it has become so normalized that it is the first thing that so many men go to. So please, if you feel like you need to do some recon on somebody before you meet up on a date, get on the phone and vet them out, and stop accepting coffee dates because you are too scared to talk to them or tell them what you really want.
Now, I just want to point this out to a lot of men here. This is what it looks like how you have the privilege, right? Where women can demand that, hey, I'm not doing a coffee date. If you want to do a coffee date, then I'm not. See how they can demand certain things because they don't have to set anything up, because everything is directly on the guy. All right, you got to be presentable. All right, you got to sit up there and plan a date. Where are we going? You're picking me up. How much is this going to cost? You're going to be footing the bill. Everything is directly on the guy. And the only thing that women are going to complain about, well, I'm not going on a coffee date due to the fact that I have to do my hair. I got to do my makeup. I got to do it. For anything else in life, normally, you have to look presentable. So it's not anything really out of the ordinary for you to look presentable on a date of which you're not paying for, you're not planning in XYZ. Like I said before, it's amazing to me that if a guy wants to, in a sense, do something very simple, magically it's an issue. I could remember when there was a time when women was like, oh, I'm a simple woman, I'm a simple girl, let's just go out for a picnic, let's just do this, let's just anything that is relatively simple, women are going to directly now complain about. They're going to say that it's low effort. So if you planned a picnic for a woman and you wanted to go out to the park, they're going to complain and say that it's low effort. I'm worth more than that. What is this? You must think I'm some type of cheap date. Like I said, whenever you hear a woman complaining about something that is very simple, of which that she didn't plan and she didn't pay for, that within itself is a red flag.
Go on a date. I'm a little early, so I'm going to take this time to tell you ladies why getting a drink or getting coffee with a guy is an unacceptable first date. This has always been my dating standard, and I always have men who ask me why it's not acceptable, blah, blah, blah. The guys that get it, and the guys that don't. First of all, this is the question that I want to ask men. Would you take your celebrity crush to go get coffee or get drinks? Granted, I'm not your celebrity crush. I want to be thought of as your dream girl, someone you hold in high regards. You doing the bare minimum by taking me to Starbucks or to the local bar does not make me feel special. Number 2, it's giving bare minimum. Like, that's what I think I'm going to expect from you in a relationship. You taking me to go get coffee or get drinks doesn't require any thought, any planning, and we can do that on a whim. Furthermore, you taking me to get drinks makes me feel like you want to get me loose, and I'm definitely not about that. Lastly, sharing a meal with someone allows you to see their etiquette, their mannerisms, the way they treat a server. It really allows you to read into a lot about a person, so I think that's vital, to just have dinner with someone. Plus, food is the basis of relationships. It's just what you do with people. Like, you eat food together. It bonds you. And so, yeah, can't give me the courtesy of buying me dinner. I definitely can't expect you to buy me anything. So, ladies, next time a dusty, rusty, brokey guy tries to get you to go get coffee or get drinks, decline him respectfully.
Now, let me just make the women out there understand something. A woman like her is very high maintenance, and she can afford to be high maintenance. What do I mean by that? I did a little bit of research, and she's a real estate agent, which means that she is making more than most of the women who are directly associated and subscribe to her platform are making at this moment in time. So if she's telling you to act or be high maintenance, don't accept these, simple dates. She's misleading you, and she's going to make sure that you stay single while she's going to be consistently out there on dates with the people that she want to be with. This is the other thing too. I like how women like this can decide to state that a guy that wants to do something so simple is brokey or broke, doesn't have any type of money. This is what men are out here talking about right here. How you can have a standard issue guy working, let's say, 1 to 2 jobs, right? Making a standard amount per year, a decent amount where he's able to survive and he can maybe splurge here and there if he wants to. But you'll have women like this who will have platforms, who will have voices, and women who are not like her will be subscribed to her platform and echoing and listening to that voice, and then turn around still trying to wonder why it is that they're single, why it is that they're not engaged or married, why it is that they can't get any type of dates. It's because you're following and subscribing to somebody who is not of the same life, walk of life, or the same lifestyle as you. Like I said before, you cannot follow, right, the pathway of somebody rich and you're living in a box. That's just not how that works. That's just not how that works at all. So like I said before, you're living in a land of delusion if you're a woman and you're subscribed and listening to a woman like this who, first of all, is making way more money than you, which means that the selection and choices of guys that she has is going to be vastly different from what you have, because you're going to be dealing with guys who are going to be on the exact same walk of life that you're on. You're both going to be working mediocre or the same or playing jobs, 9 to 5s, having to plan out this, having to plan out that. Like you're pretty much on the same path. Like I said, it's amazing to me that women at this moment in time don't want to deal with guys who are, in a sense, walking the exact same road. Hey, I might make 50 or 60K a year. Hey, I make 50 or 60K a year too. All right, well, we seem to be doing the same things. Let's see if we pair up. Let's see if we match, and let's go on some dates or whatnot or whatever. It's completely astonishing and amazing to me. And then on top of that, if she would have just led with the point and just kept it there at stating that, hey, eating food, it's a bonding, moment. It's something that people can really get to know each other and you can really learn about somebody. If she would have just stated that and just left it as that, I pretty much could have potentially agreed. I could have pretty much potentially agreed. But then the disagreement will come in because somebody like her would state, well, if the guy is taking me here, that's unacceptable. But if we're eating at this 5-star restaurant where everything just, entering the gate is $400, then that's acceptable. A lot of guys are not trying to spend $400 on a person that they're only going to talk to once. That doesn't make any sense. To me, that just means that a lot of women out here just want a free meal and a free ride, and that's it.
So someone said, what are your thoughts on coffee dates? And I'm just going to say, if you are a woman that you are very self-sufficient, very independent, have all the basic life skills, like you cook, clean, pay your own bills, because this is normal human activities as an adult, because it basically says that you're operating at the level you should be. If you're dating to find a partner of which you can merge with, right, and you want commitment, like you're really trying to get to know someone emotionally, you're trying to do things the right way, you know, like for love, you don't go on coffee dates. You don't. And here's why I tell women, stop accepting these coffee dates, okay? It's giving speed date, it's giving quick meet and greet. And a lot of women are putting in a lot of time and effort to get dressed up and, you know, take time away from their work and their regular routine to go meet up with someone to drink coffee, of which you guys can motherfucking make inside your kitchen. And oftentimes, if you have a job, I'm pretty sure you had coffee for that day already. So my thing is, I never quite understood when men suggest coffee dates, because my thing is, if you want to go on a date, you should really be comfortable with this person that you're about to take on a date. You should want to take that person on a date. You should want to be able to invest your time in them. You should want to be able to go someplace where you can experience something good. And I just don't see how that instant gratification of going to go do a quick meet and greet over coffee, like how long can you actually sip coffee for? What are you going to sip coffee for 2 hours? And do you think about the time it would take for a woman to get ready, right? It takes a woman about 2 hours to get ready. Now she's going to go to a place, and traveling might take maybe 30 minutes to an hour, right? That's 3 hours of your time already to go sit down in a place to drink coffee, which is also already in your fucking house. That right there does not make any sense. And I realize that what many men have explained is they don't want to have too many phone conversations before meeting someone. And my thing is, why are men so pressed to meet with women so quickly? If you're looking for commitment and trying to date someone to get to know them, wouldn't it make sense to try to, like, you know, you guys can talk FaceTime, virtually, talk over the phone before you think, damn, do I want to show up on a date and spend money? And let's say you don't want to spend money. Well, maybe you guys are trying to do coffee dates because you don't want to spend money. And my thing is, maybe you shouldn't be so pressed to want to meet a woman so quickly where you have to come up out of pocket. Because technically, if you're so pressed to meet with a woman, you're probably trying to keep this budget where you're doing a bunch of coffee dates. When in reality, you need to take your time and just get to know a woman and plan for a legitimate dinner date.
I'm just going to put it like this. I'm noticing who's broke and who's not, right? Because when it comes to a date, everything is 100% on the guy to basically plan it and to also pay for it. But at the same time, the women have the choice of complaining, oh, I don't want to go here. I don't like this. I don't really have the, like this food. I've had it before. I don't like this restaurant. Can we go somewhere? Like, they can sit up there. They're not planning nothing, but they can complain and have it switched, or they can complain because they feel that it's not giving that rich type of sense. It's not giving that, oh, you really want to invest in me. You're really looking. Let me put it to you like this. If I'm a millionaire, right, and I decide that I want to go on a date, I can afford to sit up there and have 21 dates and spend a ridiculous amount of money. But because I'm spending that amount of money on those women, does that mean that I'm really planning on seeing a future with them, that I want them as a girlfriend? No, it doesn't. I'm just doing it because I can. Just like the same thing when it deals with a guy. If you have a guy and he decides to take you to a restaurant, and a restaurant at the end of the night, the bill might be $250, $300, $400. Do you really think that just because he took you to that restaurant and he paid for that, that means that he looks at you as marriage potential and that you're going to automatically be his fiance and get married and have his last name and his kids and a white picket fence in the house? No, it does not. So I'm a little bit confused on how it is that women are trying to really make it seem as though that if a guy spends X amount of dollars on them, that means that they are of some type of importance. It doesn't, because a guy with a standard issue job can do that throughout the week if he really wanted to, penny pinched and saved his money. That doesn't mean that he's interested in all of these women. That just means that he has dates that he wants to go on and basically see what's going to happen. That's it. That's it. But like I said before, you can't really make women understand this, because this is not the type of lane that women are in. Like I said, they get to sit there and look pretty and then complain about the fact of the food or the restaurant or the choices or the guys or anything else or the amount of money that was basically spent. And they can also complain, oh, I got to go here. It took me 2 hours to get dressed and all this. Who told you to sit up here and spend 2 hours getting ready? Who told you to do that? Who told you to do that? Like I said, this is why I like dealing with women who don't wear makeup, because we don't have to deal with this. It ain't going to take you 2 hours. If you ain't putting on makeup, it ain't taking you 2 hours. It's not taking you 2 hours. It's not. Like I said, I've lived in a house full of women, and I've seen the amount of time that it takes when women have to put on makeup. 2 hours is ridiculous. I don't know what that is. I don't know what these women are doing, but I think they need to go to what is it, beauty school, cosmetology school, whatever it is, whatever school where they teach you about hair, makeup. Women need to start going there so they can speed up this, because my mom, she don't take that long putting on makeup at all. She does that quick, fast, and hurry. She's out the door and going to work. But like I said, the women here, I don't know what this is. This is 1,000% ridiculous. Just imagine if a guy were to say that, yeah, it takes me about like an hour 30, hour 45, maybe 2 hours to basically get this ready. They would be complaining. They'd be like, oh, do you think that you think you're attractive? You think you're worth all that time? Who are you trying to impress? Like I said before. But this is the world that we live in.
That anything less than dinner is not acceptable for a first date. Why or why not?
Me personally, no, I don't consider anything less than dinner an actual date. I think if we go get coffee, or if you want to do something that's not that expensive or free, I'm assuming that we're just meeting up to see if the vibe is good, and that's all I'm going to take it for. I'm not thinking that you're investing in me or that you even like me, so I'm not going to give you any of my energy like that. But if we're going on a dinner date, to me, that means that you're looking at it as more of someone that you do want to invest in. So then I'm going to reciprocate that same energy. And I'm only going on dinner dates with guys that I've had conversations with, and I feel like we would vibe either way. So you either get the free me or the investment me, and that's up to you.
So this is the main common theme. If you spend money on a woman, that means that you deem her as important and a priority and all these other types of things. Notice that they're not stating that a conversation, right? The way that you treat them, the way that you value them, the way that you respect them. Now, it's funny how everything is switched, right? If you basically want to go out with a woman, and in order to show that you value and respect that woman, you have to spend hundreds of dollars directly on her. I don't even know what plan I'm even on right now. If I'm going to spend hundreds of dollars on somebody, it's going to be number one out of goodwill, because it's like, hey, you say that you wanted this. I may know you, right? And you may be a friend. It's like, oh well, I always wanted this, such and such and such. And I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Let me just see what I can do. I'm thinking in my mind, let me see what I can sit up there and do. All right, I got you. I know you for a minute, whatnot, or whatever. We've been friends for a while. I got you. Let me sit up there and get you this real quick. Like I said, it don't have nothing to do with nothing. It's just out of the goodwill that I want to sit up there and do something for a friend. Now, if it comes to somebody that I am obviously interested in, right? Then obviously I'm going to spend money directly on you, and I'm not really going to care, because why? We're actually in a relationship. So it's like, it is what it is. But when it comes to these women of now, they expect the whole world without any type of anything going on. We're not in a relationship. We don't really have no type of friendship. We don't got no type of history at all. And you expect a guy to sit up there and put his hard-earned money, directly on the table and just hand it over to you. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then the thing that she set up there and said, she was like, hey, well, you get either two versions of me, the free me or the investment me. And the main thing I'm trying to sit up there and get people to understand is the fact of, regardless of whatever these women basically state, if a guy spends about $400 to $500 on like a dinner for like the two of them, that woman is not going to reciprocate that on the next date. She ain't doing that. Please show me a gang of women on social media that's like, yeah, this guy that like I first met, he went like 4 to 5 on the first date. I went 4 to 5 on the second date. Show me those videos. I'll wait. The amount of time it's going to take for Christ to come back, that's how long it's going to take for you to get a gang of women that's going to sit up there and be actually doing this. Because realistically, women ain't doing it. That's like finding women that's going to go out there and seek out the guys that they want. They ain't doing it. They expect those guys to know that they exist and to automatically come to their doorstep knocking and ready for a relationship and a marriage and kids and a white picket fence and all this other good stuff. Like I said, it's crazy. It's nonsensical. It's delusional. It doesn't make any type of sense. And I feel very much sorry for a lot of the guys out here that are dealing with these types of women.
Coffee dates don't make it easier for you. They make it easier for him to date multiple women.
This is what I've been trying to tell all of my girlies. Don't go on coffee dates. You are worth more than a coffee. It's dinner dates or nothing. Literally, dinner dates or nothing. I literally agree with everything this creator has to say, and I just want to add that coffee dates are way too casual, way too convenient, and you are everything but a casual convenience, so you better start acting like it. It's dinner dates or nothing for me.
It's that way for the last woman there because she feels that she is the same thing as Sarah, who came before her. So she feels that because she fits in that reflection and that she, like I said before, both of them are mid anyway. And for them to even have the whole idea that they are worth something which they are not able or even want to give to themselves is 100% ridiculous within itself. Like I said, you got a lot of women out here, the blind leading the blind. And this is why you have a lot of women out here who are single, who are destitute for loneliness, who are going to be by themselves, who cannot find the right guy, and who will never be married. And it's not due to the fact of, in a sense, the population of men to women. It's due to the fact that a lot of women want to directly skip over a lot of decent guys because they don't deem them worthy. And then these same women who are doing a lot of these TikToks and who are following these women, let about 5 to 10 years go by, they're going to be trying to go back and find those same guys that they decided to push to the side. But then those guys are going to be in full-fledged relationships. They're going to be somebody's fiance. They're going to be somebody's husband while you're left there lonely because you decided to follow the advice of other women who are not even like you, who are not even of the exact same circumstances, who are living vastly different lifestyles. Like I said before, women are going to lead other women down the route of loneliness, losing, and lacking love. That's what it's going to be at the end of the day. And the only people that are going to be to blame for this are women. You're not going to be able to blame men on this. It's going to be y'all because y'all want to sit up there and listen to every other woman out here versus trying to, figure out and walk, your own way. Because you want to congregate and you want to have these chambers where everybody is saying the exact same thing and a lot of y'all don't know what it is to be alone and to just be an individual. This is what it's going to lead to. This is what it's going to lead to. But the funniest thing, like I said, at the end of the day, when everything is pushed to the side, when everything is silenced and those women have nothing but dust and a barren road to look at, the main people that they're going to blame is men.